Well, everybody, I hope you're having a good week, and we've got another tabletop video for you. Another Tisas tabletop video. Now, we've taken a look at the Tisas PX9 carry, and that turned out to be a pretty good pistol. If you want to see the video on that gun, it's linked in the description below. Now, they also make a line of 5.7 by 28 handguns, and that's what we have right here in this box. We have the newest model, which is the Tisas PX5.7 Raptor Optics Ready model. I believe the previous models were not optics ready, and this one is, and it has some other changes over the original generation of those pistols, and it's a pretty interesting gun. Now, in this video, I'm just going to be unboxing this gun. I'll show you everything that comes in the box here, and I'll show you all the features that the handgun has. There will be another video coming where we get it out to the range and do some shooting with it. I'm pretty excited to get it out to the range, see how it does. I do like 5.7 by 28 as a cartridge. It tickles up my brain when it comes to a miniaturized rifle round. So if you want to see that video, make sure you're a herd member by giving that subscribe button a headbutt. So let's go ahead, open it up, and see what comes in the box with the PX5.7 Raptor. So just a hard plastic case with two latches that slide out like that to unlatch it. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, what do we have up here first? Well, there is a cleaning brush right here. There's a child safety lock. It would have a little orange chamber flag installed in it when you get it. And back there is the manual. But what you're probably interested in is right here. We've got the handgun itself, and you get one magazine in the handgun, and you get one magazine spare. It also comes with this little tag right here, if I can get it out, that says PX5.7 5.7 by 28 millimeter. Forged slide and barrel polymer frame, aluminum fire control unit, and 20+1 capacity. That's one of the things about 5.7 being such a small round. You usually get a pretty high capacity with these pistols, usually over 20 rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and get this gun out, and we'll look at the gun and its features closer. With the box out of the way, we can look at the three pieces we have here. This plate right here, which I didn't show you when I had the box open, the pistol itself, and the spare magazine. We can see that the pistol itself is empty and safe to take a look at. All right, we'll get to this little plate here when we talk about the slide and the optics cut. So the PX5.7 is definitely a full-size handgun. It's got a length of 8.5 inches, a height of 5.55 inches, and a width of 1.38 inches. And fitting for this gun, it weighs 1.57 pounds. A 5.7 handgun that weighs 0.57 pounds, 1.57 pounds. So I thought that was pretty interesting, kind of fitting for the model there. And this slide is pretty long because the barrel in this is 4.8 inches in length, and you need that length to get a high velocity on that 5.7 round. It's kind of like 5.56. It benefits from velocity here. This is a forged steel slide, so let's talk about the slide first, and then we'll work our way down here to the frame. Now the slide is finished in QPQ Tenifer, which should be a pretty durable finish. And one of the first things we notice are these lightning cuts. We've got 4 here on this side, 4 here on this side, and this large cutout up top. Now, these cutouts aren't present on the non-optics ready model. They're there to compensate for the weight of the optic. And right here is our optics cover plate. Now, when it comes to sights, we've got a front green fiber optic sight right here, a rear blacked out and serrated rear sight so that it is not going to have reflection coming off the back of that sight and hitting you in the eyes there. But you can adjust it for windage by loosening that little screw right there. And if you don't like these sights, well, they are Glock compatible, so you can change them out to something different. You have a whole bunch of aftermarket sights that you can choose from. Our optics cover plate covers up the RMSC direct cut on the slide. Now here's where this little plate comes in. And this little plate right here is an RMSC to RMR adapter plate for this pistol. So if you don't have an RMSC optic, you have a RMR footprint optic, or you just want to run a larger window red dot, you can do so by using an RMR footprint optic on this gun. Now that's pretty much all the features on the outside of the slide. We got some nice serrations right here, and they're easy to grab a hold of. We'll rack this back. I want to show you this right here. They've upgraded this to a bull barrel. And when I was at the gun shop, I looked at one of the original 5.7 handguns. And well, here's a picture I took from the muzzle end, so you can see how thin the barrels were compared to this barrel right here. Now they've also given it this really cool slab side look and these cuts to that barrel. We'll send the slide home right there. It does not take a superhuman amount of strength to operate the slide release. Some pistols, when they're brand new, they take a ton of strength to have to push that slide release. So this one is just a nice firm push on it. Now right here we have some stippling. We got it right here. And then we got it on the side panels, the front strap, the back strap. And then we have it on this side as a nice place for your finger to go when it's not on the trigger. Now, speaking of your finger being places that aren't on the trigger, up front on the trigger guard, well, there's these serrations right here that are pretty grippy, and they allow you to get grip on there if you shoot with your finger on the front of the trigger guard. Now, before we move to the left side of the frame, let's look at the right side of the frame because we've got that full-length Picatinny rail up here, 5 cross slots to it. Should accommodate pretty much any light or laser out there on the market. Now, one of the things you'll notice on the right side here, we only have a slide release. We do not have any other controls. We don't have a mag release. We don't have a takedown lever. We just have a slide release here. And another thing you might notice if you're familiar with the PX line of handguns is these are fixed side panels and they are fixed back straps. You cannot customize the grip on the 5.7 pistol like you can customize it on their 9mm offerings. The 9mm offering has all these different side panels and back straps to give you like 27 different grip combinations. And I think if they had did it on the 5.7 here, the grip would just be too large for you to comfortably grip to start out with. So they must have just went with the fixed grip on here because 5.7 isn't a short cartridge. It actually requires a pretty large grip width to accommodate it. Now looking at this trigger, we've got a flat trigger, and that trigger safety is really large. It makes up a majority of the body of the trigger here. You can see when I push it down flat just how much of that trigger is made up of that trigger safety right there. But the rest of the trigger is metal, but that trigger safety is polymer right there. We will ghost that trigger here in a little bit, see how it feels. Let's try the mag release. So it kicks the magazine out of there, like so. And I guess we better talk about the magazines. So you do get 2 of them with the handgun there. They are steel magazines, 20 round capacity. They are not compatible with any other 5.7 handgun on the market. So they are their own magazine, and if I can find a price for them, I'll put that price on the screen here. Now, because the 5.7 is kind of like a little rifle round, the magazines are kind of like miniature AR-15 magazines, which means they are double feed, double stack. So I'm going to put these 2 rounds in here, like so. You see they just stack on top of each other, left, right, alternating, just like an AR-15 magazine. And one of the things about that is it makes these magazines very, very easy to load. Just put it on there, push down, next round on top of that, push down. You don't have to worry about pushing the follower down and then pushing the round back into the magazine. You load it just like a rifle magazine for an AR-15. And I got rid of those rounds, so now we can safely try the trigger here. And you can see no magazine in the gun, no rounds in the gun. All right, so I'm going to pull this trigger safety back, and now we're at the wall right here. So we've got a little bit of pre-travel till we hit that wall. Click. Nice, crisp break on this handgun. There's the reset right there. Back. Reset. Back. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but this is a striker-fired handgun. It's not an internal hammer like a lot of 5.7 handguns are. This one is a traditional striker-fired handgun. And there's that pull one more time. So everybody, that pretty much covers all the features that the PX5.7 has. And we are going to be having another video, as I said earlier, where we take this out to the range and do some shooting with it. But you're going to have to stay tuned to see that video. And let me know down there in the comments section. Do you have any questions about the PX5.7 Raptor Optics Ready model? Do you own one of the PX5.7 pistols? What are your experiences with the PX5.7 line? Or are you just a fan of 5.7 by 28 in general? Let me know. Sound off in the comments section down below. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you watching to the end. This has been another WV Guns and Goats video, everybody. And as always, if you're not out there having fun shooting, well, what are you doing?